Or why would anyone think that they could hit someone else and have zero expectation of retaliation? Why? There's literally no logical response to that. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So again, people need to learn to keep their hands to themselves. If you didn't learn that as a kid, you need to learn it as an adult, or you're going to get some paws put on you. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really that simple. But like, you don't just get to go, again, this is about being an adult. You don't get to go around just hitting people. Like I said, I might want to go and slap the fuck out somebody tomorrow at my job. But you know what I'm not going to do? Slap the fuck out somebody. Now, you know what I'm saying?
Choices and consequences.
Right. Like, and the consequence of hitting somebody is getting hit.
Now,
man or woman.
So like, for example, now you got men that would say, let's say a man that slapped the shit out of somebody who's obviously a man who's way bigger than her, and he slaps the shit out of her back. Based on what we were just discussing, that's something that you can understand why it would happen.
Yeah.
But there's still a large group of people, man and woman, who is going to be like, bro, you're like 17 times her size or whatever. You're 2 times her size. Why would you put your hands on that female?
I understand that, but I think you always have to look at it from the perspective of there's a consequence to every action.
And even if he didn't retaliate by like hitting me back, you're probably going to do some shit.
Like, what if he just pushed you, like, kind of just like a reaction, like just pushed you on the, like, get away from me?
No, that ain't no. I'm talking about, man.
What if he throws out all my clothes and burns it? You know,
people know who to pull that shit with. You know,
sometimes I got a sister, and I love her to death, but she's real handsy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she ain't never got her ass knocked the fuck out.
No, that's cap. Yes, the fuck she did. But I tell you what, she's a little thug though. She got back up the next day.
By the dude?
Yeah, the next day, and she went right back. But she's a fighter though, so like there are women fighters, and I'm not glorifying it, but there are women fighters who would be like, all right, I will really try to fight a man and take whatever comes with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not all right.
She needs to seek some form of therapy. It's deeper than being a fighter.
Especially, like, and I'm talking about, I can only talk about the areas I've been in. I could talk about the areas that in New Jersey and New York where I watch women beat up a man.
I've definitely seen it.
That would never happen to me, but I watched it happen. So, like, the problem is this. Those women that beat up men, i.e. my sister, have like a switch in their brain that believes, I could take this nigga too.
Or it could be a cry for help.
I could take this nigga too. And they will try it. They will fucking try it.
I mean, to be honest, I hit you, you hit me, now you really have the problem. Like, No. You hit me back, which I deserve.
Yeah.
But like, you the one that really got a problem now.
No,
Why does he have a problem?
I don't think everybody gonna go.
If you initiated it, why does he have a problem?
I didn't say me.
No, not her. First of all, if she doesn't go to the authorities and say this, right, but it's just like, okay, legally,
baby girl,
what in trouble for that?
Baby girl, what happened to your face?
Illegally,
and
this
do
is
you
gonna
say
be a problem?
I put my hands on him?
I'm gonna say I hit him and he hit me back. He hit you back. Only it's the ones that can fight, because a lot of men don't even know how to fight.
I would argue most.
A lot of men don't know how to fight.
A lot of men don't know how to fight men. A lot of men don't know how to fight men.
Who they be fighting?
Women. And it's usually they usually fight women verbally.
Crazy.
Men that fight women verbally, like, often. What?
That's crazy, because I feel like a woman to just say the most low down.
But that's why he fights her though. You get me? But like,
I'm talking about, like, you talking about communicating to her?
I'm saying that it's like it always starts communicating, and then he gets to the point where I probably didn't communicate that well.
I didn't get that.
It gets to the point where then he actually physically puts his hands on her.
Over what she said.
Over the words,
She picked some shit that she shouldn't have said.
Because it's not really that. It's really, yes, but it's really because it was going. Like a man, it's going to go from here, he's going to go to here, and then everything else is gonna be like, yo, you know what's coming next. Like I'm not gonna go back and forth and climb the ladder with you. I'm already at a 10. I'm taking whatever come with it. You know what I'm saying?
At that point, she's just chopping at his ego.
Yeah, so like
he's feeding into it, and that's the issue.
Because
yep.
No, the men love their ego.
You can say like, saying what you want just gonna get it back. But like I've seen men that only like I've been like, yo, you be so tough around women, but when a man approach you, you start backtracking, you start making.
Say, man, I ain't even say that.
Yeah,
Could.
Now you want to be cool and try to clarify, like,
yeah,
like what I really was saying. Yeah, because you know how she was. She be like,
but you're actually right, and ironically, you see that a lot on social media.
Yep,
where men will have so much beef. Well, I don't say men, where a man will have so much beef with a woman, but then when a man steps in to say something, they ain't got none for bruh. Nothing.
Which is
like they scary as hell.
The weakest shit in the world.
Right? It's super disgusting.
But it's most men though nowadays. And I feel like
I don't be hanging around these kind of males. No, so I don't know.
It's not about hanging around. Like
I don't know them is what I'm saying.
When you approach them, I can't even speak about this because then that's gonna make me look sick, crazy. But
yeah, let's move on.
You just can tell. What I'm trying to say to stay on topic is those men are typically more like a woman, right? Where
so they're already like a woman.
They're already like a woman, yes.
Not they turned into one because
they've been like a woman to get in the position with the woman. They've been like a woman.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? So now it's like, all right, da 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 da.
So men just want to be women. That's what you just said.
I believe. not want to be. I believe that men are overly. Some men have only been surrounded by women, so they are already like a woman because that's the only example that they have.
That's fair.
And because that's the only example that they have, plus now society incentivized being more aligned with women, then now he's like empowered in being like a woman. So now you have this man who's not a man. Well, he's a male, who's been raised by his mother and 2 sisters. He had no males in his house. He had 0. And now he goes out into the real world as an adult. What do you think his behaviors emulate?
Purses.
His well, maybe not purses, but
Definitely
it could be
purses.
Close to it, right?
I don't care what y'all young niggas is talking about.
Like the crossover bags.
Nigga, we've got pockets. We've had pockets since jeans
and
were
hoodies.
Around. Pockets and hoodies. You're doing the cross bags, call them cross bodies, and I keep my gun in here and I keep my money in here. You're wearing a purse. It is a purse.
Yeah, because I have my gun right here. That's what he's saying.
I don't understand. It's a purse. And
y'all
do everything with the tight pants and the purses.
Well, see, but see, Alan, that's the difference. And I think that has to do with I won't even say men, I'll say people these days. Because you have a lot of people, they gonna let you talk. They gonna be like, all right, keep playing. Keep playing. They gonna let you just go about your business for a little bit until you do or say that one thing, and now it's a battery in their back. And now there's no turning back. But they gave you ample amount of time and opportunity to just act normal. Just shut the fuck up. Just be a respectable person, but you over here doing the most.
What actually is happening is that we are way more turned. The switch turns on way faster than your generation.
Yeah.
And it's so fast that everybody's endangered and everybody's literally walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
And because there is no type of emotional regulation to understand the situation,
yep.
So immediately we go to, I'll get rid of you today, right now. And this is a real thing. Like I had a situation inside the grocery store. A dude dropped his shit, and I didn't even want to go grab a cart.
Not even Whole Foods. You
I told Kaysen
banging at Whole Foods?
No. I'm gonna tell you. I told Kaysen, right? I told Kaysen, stay right here in this aisle. I'm gonna go right across to go grab the little pickup carts. So I did it. I didn't even want to do it. I did it. I came back, and the guy was in front of him, and he was putting something in his arms. So immediately, all this weird shit going on with older men and kids. I'm like, what's going on? But I know how I said it, and I know how my eyes look, right? And I know how I get. And he's like, oh, no, he was just helping me. So I'm like, I'm like, all right, come on, Casey, let's go. And I'm like, what you mean? He's like, he dropped it. He says back hurt, so I just picked it up for him. I was like, all right, that's cool. We just continued to shop. I got in the parking lot. I'm walking in the parking lot, and he's actually so happens to be right next to me. He's like, hey, man, listen, I don't want any problems. Little man, I got a bad back. Little man was just being a gentleman and helping me out. And I was like, no, listen, it's all right. That's how I raised him to, what I'm saying? If he sees somebody that needs help, help him. But I just didn't know what the situation is and the way it looked like with my 9-year-old and an older man. Nowadays, I got to really question everything. And he was like, no, I understand. But, you got to also understand that these young guys nowadays, they're impulsive. They go to their car and they just shoot.
I do think for next time it might be a good idea to talk about, because it was like on some John Q type shit. Like, how would people react if, like, it was their, like, partner, their spouse in a position like that and they ain't got nothing to lose? So if they kill this person that caused this harm to their spouse, like, is that something that a person would be willing to do? I just want to say one thing just to close out. I think that while I disagree with that young lady, man, I think that
Aaron, again.
I do think that, like, we don't want to, like, discourage men from being able to talk and communicate and regulate their emotions. Because I'm sorry, like, compared to, like, our boomer parents, we live in a very different time. We are so overly stimulated. We are so stressed. We are so burnt out. We are so tired. And so it's sort of unfair to make the comparison of, like, even you versus your boomer dad, Like, it's just not a fair comparison. And I think that
Yeah, we're in tough times
I
right
think
now.
they lived in better. Well, so this is the
It's a
thing.
beautiful thing.
I believe, notwithstanding whatever y'all talking about when men were men, at the end of the day, it's important for men to be able to communicate with the people that they share their homes with, the people that they share offices with, their lives with. First of all, communication is about how it's accepted and how you have to communicate for the person who is taking it in. Because if you communicate one way and it's like saying, oh, I'm gonna talk to you in Spanish, but you only speak French. Why would I communicate to you in Spanish?
Shit, if you yelling at me in French and I only speak Spanish, I understand you cursing me out.
But how?
Through the body language, maybe you pointing in my face, maybe spit coming out your mouth, you yelling with your delivery. I think it's important to understand the communication on both genders.
What did I just say?
Yeah. I don't think, well, I do, did you say that? I'm not
Yeah.
sure. But the thing
that what
is,
you're laughing at too?
in order to do that, a man's way of communication has to be accepted first and not manipulated. So if a man typically communicates through physical, I guess like facial body language, facial reactions, or just, responses even without words, maybe just walking away, that has to be understood. I don't think that men are as focused when it comes as focused on being learned as it is women. We have to learn a woman. We have to learn what makes her upset. We have to learn them. Like a man, we have to communicate our thoughts and our feelings, but we can't just walk away and say, like, this might be the best for me just to walk away, decompress, and calm down. But I have to explain it to you now before I walk away.
But the thing is that you're expecting that woman to be okay with you just walking away because you want her to already know what that means.
No, I'm not expecting. What I'm saying is that it has to be just like there's a focus of understanding how women communicate and how they approach and address situations. It has to be the other side of the coin as well. So maybe me walking away, you don't have to accept it, but you have to understand why it is that I'm walking
That's
away.
what I just said.
Well, I feel like accepting and understanding is a little bit different. That's the only difference.
You just said understand. I said you need. Didn't I just say that shit? Those actions are speaking to one thing. she may have some whole other shit right here that is unresolved. And you doing this does nothing for this. That's like somebody saying, man, it's cold outside. And then I come give them a bottle of lotion.
Yeah, but I got you your favorite lotion and your favorite food. So why are you complaining about this?
Thank you.
It's the effort. You're missing the whole effort key, the effort point of it.
Effort of what? Like, if it's something that I really don't give a shit about right now, I don't care about the effort of doing that.
You're agreeing with me. You're literally proving my point. That's fine. You don't have to, but I still did some shit. So acknowledge the shit that I did.
Oh, thanks for doing something I don't care about.
And there we have. That's why we
it.
can't communicate.
It hasn't. Well, see, that's the thing. When something doesn't change as far as your behavior, that means you have not understood what has been communicated.
Okay, so then why is it not changed in terms of the way you're communicating? So like,
He just said he understands it.
Well,
he
first
didn't.
of all,
He
maybe
didn't say
it's
that.
not the problem with communication, it's the problem with understanding. And
Thank
that's
you.
not on
Thank you. It's
women.
understanding.
it's on whomever, right?
Which
Well,
goes
we're
back to
talking
my
about
original
women
statement.
communicating.
I
through
said you
words.
have to communicate such that the person on the other end can understand it. So if the person on the other end don't give a damn about your actions and they care more about you communicating and talking to them and understanding, or them understanding you, that is what communication and understanding is about. Like it's like you're what you're saying is like, I'm just gonna put this out here and you gotta accept what it is.
No, wait, stop, Alan.
not
Wait,
what-
Alan.
that's not
Can
what
I
he's
please
saying.
respond? Can I respond? Thank you. So, no, what we're actually saying is this. Well, what I was actually saying is this.
But I was talking to Alan.
That's cool. I'm just going to piggyback off what you said. What I'm saying is this. When we have a primary focus of understanding how one side communicates, but we're ignoring how the other side
Say
communicates.
that.
This is what I'm saying. Because if it's not being received because I communicate differently than you, that doesn't mean that it's not a bridge that we can't cross. That just means that the same way that I'm understanding you, I need you to understand me. So it has to be literally like an exchange of understanding of how each other communicates.
Did I say this?
No.
I definitely said this. I said this. That was the first thing I said. I said you have to be able to communicate in a way that the other person can actually accept it and digest it the way you're putting it out
What
there.
I'm saying is that what's being taught is not us the way that we communicate.
Taught who?
The society is teaching men to understand women. That's the priority right now in terms of
You
communicating.
want to know why?
But what I'm
You want to know why?
I don't care why.
You want to know why?
What I'm telling you,
It's because women
wait,
have
wait,
been
I
made.
bet you won't.
Yeah.
I bet you won't.
I won't. I will.
I bet you won't.
I will. It's
I
because
bet you
women
won't.
have to be on the other
I
side.
bet you won't. The primary focus when it comes to communication is one-sided. And because it is one-sided, yes, in a general perspective, you are right. But in a societal perspective, you are not, because it is not being accepted and or understood or pushed to the surface for women to understand that, listen, y'all might be more verbal in the way y'all communicate. Men, I might be more physical, right? Whether it be me walking away or me just looking at you crazy. I don't want to have to go back and forth with you, right? But now, if you learn to understand me, I already understand you. We have no choice at this point. God damn it.
That's the problem. You don't.
Okay. I digress.
Literally. How old is your grandfather?
I digress.
How old is your grandfather?
I digress.
Oh, well, you can digress the fuck on. But what
I
I'm
digress.
saying is that at
I
the end of the
digress.
day, it's not a man or a woman thing.
Okay.
It's literally the person that you are with. And this goes with any relationship.
Okay.
I have to understand how to talk to my mama in order for her to do something. Because I could text her. I could text my mama and be like, hey, do X, Y, and Z. Next day, ain't shit done. Second day, ain't shit done. Third day, ain't shit. And mind you, this is important. And it's for her, right? But if I text my husband, X, Y, and Z, do this, it's done. Because he understands that if I'm telling you to do it, it's something that actually needs to be done. What? Like you have to communicate. Like for my mom, I have to call her at a certain time and say a certain thing and tell her how important it is. And if you don't do it now, then it's gonna fuck me up, and we can't do the deal. It's just all this other stuff. You have to know how to communicate to the person on the other end so that you can get them to understand and do whatever it is that you want them to do. I've said this like 75 times tonight.
All right, so let me ask y'all this question. This is coming from the producer. I won't throw his name out there.
He's just gonna chop that part off at the front.
Right. Niggas gonna be like, Rico was a dumbass.
Exactly. Sips tea.
You got a point.
You make you look crazy.
Is that you guarding your gift?
What? Huh? Oh, it's a leg rest. What, you want me to sit like this? I tried it. Half the shit is not comfortable.
Look, this is like this.
Yo, y'all are.
Streets, some shit is yours. This is yours, right? But everybody talking.
Oh yeah, you do this right here.
No, that that is different.
Oh, look. When you shake my cheek, everything good? This nigga not moving an inch. Yo, what's up?
Yo, Alan, you're stalling. First of all, no, I'm not protecting my assets.
I don't know. I did look over there. I was like, this
No,
nigga.
I actually
Eric-
peeped it. I
Eric,
peeped it like 15 minutes
you got-
ago. I just forgot to say anything.
all right, guys, listen.
I was like, he got his feet all on the box, like he like.
It's mine now. Like, shit, I might put this shit up there and stretch out. Like,